My pop magazine represents and targets the subculture tweens. I have targeted this subculture Dick Heritage 1979 by researching their interests and typical conventions of magazines. The target audience for my magazine are aged between 10 and 14. It is mainly aimed at girls because they mainly buy pop magazines. As the social group tweens are mainly made up of girls, the colour scheme was important for the magazine to appeal to them. Throughout my product, I have used pinks, purples and blues, etc. to appeal to them because they like these colours and they were used in the majority of existing products. Also, I looked at the layout of the magazine and the content. The layout of most pop magazines were vibrant and a lot was happening to make it look fun. This is stereotypical because the target audience like going out with their friends and having fun hobbies such as dancing. I pastiche this in my magazine so that it would appeal to them and the subculture tweens. The most vibrant page was the contents page. I think this was because it was the first page you saw when you looked into the magazine. I used this inspiration from my magazine so that it was vibrant and fun to appeal to the target audience. The content of the article for my double-page spread was chatty. This is because the target audience can relate to it. Also, I have used a young star that had just found fame so that the audience could relate to her. The girl is a star persona of Richard Dye in 1975 because the people will look up to her. The models were important to appeal to the target audience because they need to be an ideal self or an ideal partner. Carl Rogers 1980. This links to the representation area of age because I used models who were aged around 16. This is because the target audience are aged between 10 and 14, therefore the models will be an ideal self or an ideal partner because they will look up to them. The language that was used was informal and chatty so that it suited the target audience. Also, similar magazines of the same subculture use this, such as Top of the Pops and Wheel of Pop, because their target audience are the same. For the pop stars' names, I have chosen ones that are stereotypically represented pop to create the preferred meaning, Carl Rogers 1980. I have chosen names such as Jade and Frankie because there are already pop stars that exist with these names. To represent gender, I have used 90% female models because the magazine mainly targets females, so that they will be an ideal self or an ideal partner. I have also used girly colour schemes, and the content is girly with fashion tips and interviews with pop stars, so that the chatty language will appeal to them. This is stereotypical because tweens are interested in pop stars and they are often in trend with fashion. The magazine represents social groups and their regional identity because the magazine is distributed nationally because it is a mainstream subculture.